Hey guys, Happy New Year from Sajady and the Sajady team. Again, Mr. Sajady on Mas on Sunday. Welcome to Exponential Intelligence. It's going to be a great year. For those of you who know me, again, massive transformations in a very short period of time. That's what exponential intelligence is about. So let me just tell you a little bit about my story, guys, and then we'll get into the world frequency meditation and how it can transform not only your life but the whole world, because that's really the key. We need to transform the world, not one person at a time. I was listening to all these motivational speakers just last night. Actually, I was at a gala. Trying to raise consciousness, and they're going, we want to raise, we want to change one person at a time. I'm going, shit, man. By the time we change one person at a time, by the way, this is live. Okay. Maria, by the time we do one person at a time, you've got about 9 billion people. It's going to take a hell of a long time to transform the world, right? We need something that's like kind of like a wave. It's like an atom bomb of consciousness, so to speak, right? It explodes and it just like it just wipes out the old consciousness and the new consciousness comes in. Obviously, just unlike the atom bomb, this is a wave of, say, prosperity, abundance, completeness, intelligence, health, vibrancy, and it destroys all the, I would say, the lies and propaganda and the distortions that not just like, say, politicians, or we always think that the politicians are the propaganda, and there's a secret family that runs the world, and I'm sure there is, but this is about you. There are more people like us that can transform the world if we change ourselves, right? If we literally change ourselves to a higher level of consciousness, nobody can fucking destroy us. Nobody can control us. And then we don't have to worry about being controlled. We don't have to worry about, being protected. We don't have to be the underdog because we are the leaders. And that's really the key. And in the Bible, and again, I'm not religious in any way, but there's a lot of good content in religion that's kind of gotten skewed, to control about it, to control us. But in the Bible, it said the meek shall inherit the earth, right? And I always wonder, it's like, what the hell does that mean? How can the meek inherit the earth? Well, when the meek wake up, there are billions and billions, right? Now there's a small group that actually, controls the world, politicians and so on like that, or religious leaders, or political leaders, or, business leaders and so on, corporations, whatever. They control the world, but it's us that allows them to control the world. So it's our frequencies, it's us that allows us to be, say, controlled. So it's time to really awaken. And this is what the world frequency meditation is about. Okay. It's not about us against them or anything like that. It's us awakening to a higher level of order and actually being entitled to be the human that we really are. And that's really, that is such an important, say, distinction when we talk about helping others, when we talk about, say, bringing in a new consciousness, when we talk about, say, healing the world, when we talk about, say, helping, the poverty or ridding poverty, when we talk about, say, child trafficking, when we talking about, say, your personal life and making it better, right? There's a lot of individuals. I have tons of clients, guys, high level individuals, highly successful. They can buy fucking anything they need to or want to, but why do they come to me? Because they're not happy, and we all want to aspire to that kind of life, right? It's like, gosh, you see some guy, coming out of a car, with a beautiful woman, on their shoulder. Well, I know those people. They're not happy. They're just like anybody else. So we have to have another paradigm. And I'm not saying wealth is bad. I'm saying wealth is really, really good, but we got to fix ourselves first in order for wealth or love or health or anything else that we experience in this reality to be of value. So in this reality, and this is one of the predictions, and let's just get started. Let's go ahead, take a deep breath in. Again, guys, this is about a world frequency meditation. I'll talk about what that means for the new individuals, but for the new year, let's be the best possible self that we can be. Okay, don't worry about anybody else. Let's be the best possible self that we can be. And then if we are the best possible self, if you've noticed through XI, not like being a better, I don't know, being more successful or being more happy or helping other people, not in that way. That's the old way. I'm not saying that stuff doesn't work, but there's a key component that's missing. What's missing? You, a higher version of who you are. And this is what becoming exponentially intelligent is about. We have to make the world exponentially intelligent. If we rise to that level, what happens? You know that. A lot of people on the call here. How many of you have transformed dramatically? And then did you notice that your loved ones transform? Right? It's not just about you. I call that. I call that real transformation. I call that the Roger Bannister effect. Let's take a deep breath in. We're going to talk about Roger Bannister for a couple seconds as I guide you into a state. And then what we'll do is that we'll work on the whole world. Okay. We'll work on the population because we can. In the past, I wasn't really, not say I wasn't really allowed to, I just didn't have, say, the authority to. Okay. But what happens, let me just explain. So what happens is that, yeah, a lot of you, yes, 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 a lot of people, first, oh, your first time watching, Mel, welcome. Uh, Seems like you have headache issues or something like that, from what I'm seeing, or somebody in your family has headaches or head type issues. Yes, even strangers talk to me. So, again, that your kids change, your kids have changed. So that's really good. So let's take a deep breath in again. So what I was saying is that, in the past, I really didn't have authority to say shift or just work on people at random because it wasn't my place, right? I had to have, you know, authorization from you or like connect to the spirit, right? But when people are trying to say shift you or people who are trying to control you, then that gives you the authority to, well, do or work on individuals. So this is where I can work on, say, top level leaders, because they always want to say, hey, it's like we want to really help you, right? We want to really transform you. We want to make this a better world. Well, their way of making it a better world hasn't really worked out for hundreds or thousands of years, right? It's always more control. It's like, well, you need to sacrifice yourself for us to help you be a better version of society. And that's basically what the way it's been, throughout the centuries. Again, does that make sense for you guys? Right? You need to sacrifice yourself. What are you going to do? What are you going to say sacrifice or let go of so we can have more control over you? So, because we know what to do. How many times have we heard that, from politicians, your parents, yourself? You say that to your kids, and then it hasn't really worked out well, right? The reason why is because you're suffocating that individual. You're destroying the essence of that person. You're destroying the essence of being the best possible self when you try to control like that. So that doesn't work. What we need to do is like allow you to awaken to your highest possible self. When you awaken to your highest possible self on the path, there's going to be mistakes. This year is a year of mistakes. Okay. Let's take a deep breath in again. And if you want to connect, if you want to say work on, say, a family, family member, go ahead, think about them. The way you do that is you just think about them, and that's it. You don't have to worry about what's wrong with them or anything like that. Just think about them. If you want me to work on, or if you want to connect to, say, world leaders or politicians, business people, or anything like that, you just think about them. Okay, so they can again, your frequencies like allow them that connection, or we're all in a mastermind. So And I'll talk about the mastermind in just a second. Take a breath in again. Wow, I feel a lot of, say, negativity pushing in from from what I'm sensing when I talked about leaders and so on like that, which is really nice. We'll just push back. It's not a big deal. But those individuals, they don't want to lose power, just like you. You don't want to change because you don't want to lose the power that you have. You might think it's like, well, I'm going to lose the success that I have. Or some of you who have abilities, people get scared. It's like, well, once if I become exponentially intelligent, am I going to lose my abilities? No, you just shift your abilities into, say, a higher level. You just shift your success into a higher level that's even better for you. You just shift those politicians' mindsets so that actually they do the right thing. Okay, so let's take a breath in again. Just notice your solar plex right here, solar plex, and then your sternum bone. Okay. Do you guys feel a lot of heaviness, by the way? How many people are feeling really heavy right now or feeling the tension? So there's a couple things that are happening here. Okay. We're pushing on not people, because people really don't, control you. We're pushing in on the consciousness that has controlled you. That's what you're feeling. So you're elevating yourself already as I generate frequencies that not only shift you, but then also like have a tuning fork on you. Okay. Yes. So the heaviness is been around you all the time. Okay. But again, because of my authority, okay, I can work on anybody with or without them knowing. Okay. And obviously, I'm not here to control anybody because I would lose my abilities. I'm here to say enhance anybody that's there so they can rise to a higher level of being. Okay. So so what's happening now is that as we work on those control sources that have controlled you, not really say, yes, we're working on them to make them a better person, but more importantly, I'm working on you so you do not have a pattern of being controlled because you're creating the reality, and this is really key. You are creating the reality that you live in no matter what it is. If you've been abused in the past, and again, I'm not blaming you, that's just a hereditary pass down, right? Just like you get your hair color, your eye color from your parents, right? Being abused, that came down into you as well. If you look at those individuals who've been abused, for example, okay, horrendous abuse, the Holocaust and so on like that. Again, no offense. Those patterns is like, well, why was that whole group victimized? Right? And it's not just the Holocaust. And this is what we're working on. And I know it's a touchy subject, but we got to work on these touchy subjects so we can get rid of this stuff. Okay. I work with a lot of people in Germany. They're still suffering from the Holocaust that happened, what, about 75 years ago, by the way, right? It's still here. Why is it still alive? Because the frequencies that destroyed that group of people are still alive. People are still suffering from, say, what happened over 75 years ago. That makes sense to you. Is it 75 years ago? Uh, Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I might be off, right? And it's not just the people in Germany, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Middle Eastern. Everybody has been suffering. Everybody has been destroyed. Nations, cultures, again, ethnic cleansing, as they called it in the 70s and so on like that, right? All the civil rights movements like Mighty Savage here going on. Those things don't work, guys. Let's take a deep breath in. It's time for us to stop playing victim. That's the key. Okay? Because victimhood like that, again, I'm not saying Hitler was a good guy, but again, what was it in that culture that allowed that to happen? Okay. What is it in you that's allowing your victimhood? Okay. What is it in you that's allowing your underdog to run? By the way, an underdog is literally a victim that keeps standing up, getting beat up, knocked down, and then they stand up again and fight for something else. Take a breath in. I see that in this group, and that's what we're working on. I see that in this group, and that's why we're talking about it. Okay. Take a breath in. We need to let that shit go, guys. We need to stand in on our power that we are, the essence that we are. Whether you're an atheist, you're a scientist, you're a religious person, I don't care. We're all the same people. You might label it differently. You might believe in something. You might believe against that thing. Doesn't fucking matter. We're all humans, guys. We're all genetically structured the same way. Okay. So whether your belief is in whatever, it doesn't matter. When you die, when you come to that space, we all come into that understanding that, wow, okay, there's a whole different definition of what we thought human is, right? We don't have to wait for our death though to get to that point, guys. It's easier when we're alive, when we're vibrant to go, shit, okay, now I know what human is. And then you can live out to be a human in this reality. Let's take a deep breath in. Moss for president. Oh, thanks. That's so sweet. We got to clean out that place though. Whew. A lot of darkness there. Have you noticed, by the way, take a breath in. By the way, you guys, scanning you. We don't need to do one-on-one, especially in this meditation, guys, in this world frequency meditation. I'll work on you in groups, okay? I'm not going to be scanning anybody one-on-one. We'll do that, on other Moss on Sundays. But this is a global frequency meditation and then an activation to help you awaken your natural healing self. Okay. I'm not claiming to cure anybody. I'm not claiming to heal anybody. Neither should doctors, either Western or Eastern philosophies or anything like that. They shouldn't claim that either. Okay. But I am claiming that I am the best at helping you awaken your natural healing abilities, your natural sense of self, your natural being of who you are at your highest level. That's what I claim. Okay. So if you awaken to your natural self by activating your natural healing abilities, you cure yourself. Like Mighty Savage, again, curing yourself. That's 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 the only way you can heal. This is the only way. Other people can't give you a handout. It doesn't work. Okay. And we're all looking for handouts. We're all looking for help outside of ourselves. Let's take a breath in. This meditation is about, wait a second. And again, the way I'm helping you is very different because what I'm doing is like, I'm giving you back the keys that you lost somehow to your own inner power. How many of you would want that? Again, access to your own inner power. This is what 2023 is about, guys. Accessing your inner power, right? So again, this works 100%. Absolutely. Let's take a breath in. So we've got all the leaders in place. Do you notice the heaviness went away? You guys feeling that? Do you guys notice that you're more in control, right? Notice your situations that were, say, bigger than you. They were larger than life because that's what they want to make you feel. That's what you feel as well. It's like, shit, my problems are larger than life. But no, you're larger than anything physical here, guys. Just one of you. Your presence, your essence, if you want to call it your spirit, is larger than anything physical here, including all physical humans here. Just one of you. Okay? Because you're a limitless being at your spirit level, at your timeless self. You are unbelievably powerful. Okay? But most people are not awakened to that level. And that's what becoming exponentially intelligent is about. Take a breath in. So, one, we're going to do a lot here. So, we've got in the world leaders now, from what I'm seeing. So, you'll start to see a lot of things fall apart. As we predicted in the past, You'll start to see world leaders change. You'll start to see, say, those dark families that are controlling and possessive, or being possessed, and so on. The younger generation of those families, they'll start to awaken. They'll arise, they against their family, from what I'm seeing. They'll arise and go, you know what? We don't have to control to have a lot of money like that. We can have a lot of money, okay, from the opposite effect. We can have a lot of money and help and expand people, because that's what real value is about, by the way. This next generation, okay, starting, well, January 3rd, actually. That's when I think the complete cycle, January 3rd, January 5th, that's the complete cycle of the earth. And it's not just a complete physical cycle of the earth. It's when consciousness changes. How does consciousness change? When time and space change. Time and space is changing, guys. And it'll again, it'll end or complete itself by about January 5th. So a lot of changes will happen after that. As time and space change, you start to change. Some of you who are new go, well, shit, what is this guy talking about? Notice that you have no control in your life. You might go, well, yeah, I do, because I have a job, I have money and all. It's not control. You still age the same way. I work with billionaires and so on. They age the same way, or they used to. They get sick the same way. They have the same physical bodily functions the same way. We're all the same, guys. Okay. Take a breath in again. Strong breath in. So now we've got the whole world connected. And we do that by creating a mastermind. A mastermind, for those individuals who are new, and even those who've heard it before. Mastermind is whenever two or more individuals get together, we create a third person that controls that, say, relationship. So whether it's two people, whether it's 100 people, whether it's a million people, again, there's only one, say, identity that controls or dictates that group. Whether it's 7.8 billion people, right? Around that, 8 billion people here. Breath in again. There we go. You guys are feeling the frequencies? Amazing, right? That's just one person, guys. Me. So with you awakening, becoming more exponentially intelligent in your own power, okay? Again, your own power. Imagine the magnification. That is like this atom bomb of consciousness just rushing through. You'll see your neighbors, you'll see your friends, you'll see everybody around you say transform. And that's how we shift. They can't help but transform. They cannot transform. They cannot not transform. They can't stay the same. Notice your chest. Notice the 2 points on your elbows, one here, one here. Outside points of not your elbows, shoulders. Sorry about that. Wonderful breath in again. Since we're on a roll, since a lot of you are not meek anymore, as the Bible would say, right? I'm sure there's the same passage in the Quran and then the Torah and all the other spirits. They just call it something else. You're not a victim anymore, okay, in today's society. How many people are sick of helping others? There's a reason for that, by the way, right? There we go. Breath in again. Guys, you guys are cleaning so fast. You guys are cleaning so fast. I'm asking you to take a lot of breath just to cleanse yourself out. Okay. One, the biggest. That's beautiful. I want to help myself. That's how you help the world, guys. You become a better version of yourself. Transforms the world. Everybody else is worried about helping others. And this is why people are sick of being helpers, because they've seen. How many of you have become helpers, right? Giving everything away, sacrificing yourself, being sick, being in the middle all the time, right? And then those people need more help, and then they need more help, and they need more help. and then you just drown, right? That's not the way. That's why the world seems like a meaner place. But in reality, we're waking up to the point it's like the way we're helping people is not helping people. Let's take a breath in again. The way to really help people is look inwards. That's what I'm going to ask you to do. Okay. Exactly. I'm a nurse and I'm sick of it. Yep. Because again, it's not, you guys, it's not about not helping those individuals. Okay. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about not helping the people, not feeding the poor or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying is like what you're expected to do when you do that in today's conventional standards is that you help them, right, by spending your time and so. But the way that you're really helping them is like they're taking a piece out of you, okay? Or you're giving a piece of yourself to them, not just your physical goodness, but your essence. And you can't do that. That's what destroys the world. We have to transform how we help. Breathe in again, nice and strong. Let's pull back. Can we do that, guys? And for those who don't want to, that's fine. If you're listening to this on a recording, it's just as powerful, almost as powerful. We've actually done studies on that, by the way, as far as my frequencies, um, physical frequencies, like real time frequencies, changing uh, DNA, human DNA, by about 300%, which is unheard of through any technology. And then the recordings changed by, gosh, like 200%. So, or something around that. So, still powerful. So, breath in, and this will help heal you, okay? Because it'll awaken yourself. Again, I'm not claiming I'm going to cure you or anything, but a lot of you will heal yourselves or awaken to your natural higher self to heal yourself, whether it's a disease, whether it's um, I want to say a malfunction in relationships or wealth, because it is a malfunction. You're supposed to be naturally abundant. But think of all the people that you've helped, okay? Or, and, or, and. Think of all the people that you've helped and think about people that have helped you. There we go. All the people that you've helped, again, in the conventional form, you've given away of yourself. Okay. So let's pull that frequency back into you. That's no way to help. It destroys the person that you're helping. That's why helping others perpetuates. We want to teach people how to fish, right? Rather than just giving them a fish. The world has just become, it's like, here, take a fish. You don't have to do anything. It doesn't work that way. So I'm going to help you pull back your essence or your presence that you've given away. Okay. Either through helping people, or if you've been helped, in exchange, you've given that person that's helped you your presence. Gratitude, right? They own you. That's the way this reality works. It's not a good thing. For many reasons, I don't want to get into the science right here. We'll just shift it for you, and then you see the after effects. Breath in again. It's one group that really comes out as heart issues for me. Not for me, but the group here. Let's see if we can help rid you of genetic patterns or propensity of having heart issues. Again, that sounds like impossible, right? It's like, wow, how can that be? How can you heal heart issues, right? It's genetic. Well, in nature, one generation learns after the other. And if they were diseased, say, heart issues, the next generation most likely would have learned how not to have heart issues. So nature always climbs to its highest level. Humans, we don't. We tend to perpetuate our past. So take a breath in again. Those individuals who have heart patterns or heart issues, or again, anything to do with the heart, circulation issues, genetic patterns, so on like that, let's just see what happens to you. It's an experiment, okay? I'm not claiming anything. I'm just saying, let's just see what happens. Breath in again. Whoa. I guess this is the day of disease for us. We don't need to carry our burdens. There we go. The next pattern I see is diabetic type tendencies or sugar issues. The science behind what I do, I'll explain. I explain it on, the lecture series, the XI podcast, the Moss Experience. So those who have, say, diabetic type tendencies or are sensitive to sugars, hypoglycemia, all those types of patterns. Again, I'm not claiming to cure you in any way. It's just an experiment. It's just I'm helping you learn where that comes from. Not at a conscious level, but I'm helping you learn how diabetes forms in the body at a very deep level. So you can do away with it. Obviously, there's things that you have to do. I'm going to meet you halfway. Okay. My part, take a breath in. My part is to show you the real frequency of what say, a healthy heart or circulation should be, or a healthy, say, blood sugar level should be, how the body or your super intelligence, or how your autonomic nervous system is, say, wired, okay, on having a healthy heart, on having healthy blood sugar levels. So I'm just helping you remember what that feels like. Okay. Your job is to start paying attention to what shows up for you. And then not eat all the garbage. And you'll naturally start to stay away, by the way. It's not willpower. You'll reach for something that's not good for you. So when you reach for something that you go, shit, I shouldn't be eating that, that's your job. I can't do it alone. It's against will. It's against free will to force you into being healthy. Okay. I can only show you the possibilities of what could be for you. Okay. Take a breath in. Blood brain issues. Is it Jacqueline or Jocelyn? Jocelyn. Blood brain issues. Sugar for you. There we go. So again, I'll help you remember what natural blood sugar should be like and help you activate that from a frequency level in your memory, because you already know. Okay. Your body's always aspiring to be, say, in symbiosis, in perfection, or in harmony. Okay. That's all I'm helping you do. You've already built into it. What you have to do again, and when you reach for something that's not good for you, like a lot of like processed sugars, genetically modified sugars, so on like that, right? And you go, shit, I shouldn't eat that. Well, don't eat it. I can't do that for you. Okay. Take a breath in. Homeostasis, stasis. Yes. The other big thing is anxiety and depression that I'm seeing. So we'll work on that group. And the way I do it, I create a general frequency for you, okay, of what, say, a top level human is, okay, the way we should have, the way we should see ourselves, the way if we were an awakened being, we would be limitless or abundant, okay, and then subgroups, again, heart or diabetic type tendencies and depression, anxiety, those kind of patterns, mental type patterns, working on that for you, because every group that falls into. um, Tension in the jaw, those kind of feelings. Um, Again, modified sugars, um, really tense for those individuals who have like really tense muscles all the time. Okay. You're sensitive to modified sugars, genetically modified. Your body doesn't know what to do with it. So it stores it somewhere. There we go. Strong deep breath in again. The next big group I see is childhood trauma. It's interesting. As a note, a lot of you, again, childhood type trauma. And that goes back to just inheriting what you saw as, you know, what we would call your environment, whether it's genetics or whether it is, you know, societal or within the family or, you know, bullying, childhood trauma, right? There we go. Because childhood trauma, that sets the stage for adulthood. If you're in the world as an infant and you look at your environment and you go, shit, that's the way it is. I guess that's the way this world is. You're in your mom's belly for 9 months. You know, all her trauma becomes your trauma, by the way. Take a breath in. Let's help you separate what you think is a reality and what the real reality is. By the way, I'm not helping you fix your current sense of self. I don't do that. That's duct tape. It's not psychology. It's not NLP. It's not anything to do with the brain. Those are great. There's a lot of psychology that will benefit you. There's a lot of brainwave technologies that benefit you. There's a lot of things out there that'll benefit you. But again, I work at a much, much deeper level for you. And that's where we can get massive changes at a massive scale, not one on one, but hundreds or maybe thousands who will listen to this. And yes, you can play this for your loved ones. You can even play it in the background for you, by the way. They don't even have to listen to me. It's because it's frequencies. Notice your back. As a note, especially with childhood traumas, those people who have forgotten or have sketchy memories, those are mechanisms that you used to protect yourself because for several reasons. Take a breath in. If you remembered what actually happened to you, it would mess you up really bad. So your brain just, your higher self just goes, can't access those memories. Again, because it'd be detrimental. It's a safety mechanism. Some of you with childhood trauma, you've literally walked out of your body during the trauma. Again, whether it's sexual abuse and all that stuff, okay? Whatever it might have been. Again, your essence, your presence, your spirit, your timeless self, your identity, however you want to call it, I don't care. Basically, you just become void. You've noticed, again, how many of you have been abused and they're just, or if you've seen people who've been abused, they have a blank look to themselves, right? They have a blank look or a blank stare. The reason why is because their presence, their higher self, vacated and allowed the body to have the trauma. But then, unfortunately, they never step back in and they keep perpetuating that trauma. Again, so it's a safety mechanism that you've used. Okay. So, again, how many of you don't remember your younger selves? Breath in again. So, those are safety mechanisms for you. As a note, by the way, some of you are feeling really, really heavy, might not be feeling good. It's okay, guys. You're in a safe environment. You're in front of hundreds of people in the mastermind that's here to help you, not control you. Okay. Take a breath in. So, those people who aren't feeling good, okay, there's two types, obviously. Those people who just release and go, God, I'm done with that. So, those individuals, how many of you are there? Like, wow, I feel really great and expansive. I let go of a ton of shit of burdens that, I went to therapy for a couple weeks. Okay. This one, Aldoni. I don't remember most of my childhood because you were controlled so much by your parents that you just ran on autopilot. So, anyway, let's take a breath in. Those people who are feeling heavy or sick, like physically sick, or you might want to throw up. Okay. If you're feeling like that, let it out. So just let it out. What the reason why you're feeling that way is because you've already elevated yourself to the higher level already. You're a better version of yourself, but you are, say, experiencing your old self at the same time. Okay. Those people who feel good, like boom, right away. Basically, it's like the two versions, your old self, your new self. Take a breath in again. Notice your back or notice any other issue that you might have. Your old self, your new self. I'm not fixing your current self. What I'm doing is changing the dimension that you think you exist in. Okay. Like I said, this isn't psychology. This isn't healing you. This isn't healing your flesh. Your flesh is not real. You are not real. You're a hallucination. Take a breath in. There's nothing to fix. Simple as that. There really is nothing to fix. You're just running a pattern that's allowing you to be that way. So, anyway, your old self, You're already in the new version of yourself. That's why you might not be feeling good, but you're still remembering at a mental realm or at a physical brain function of your old self. Your old patterns are still within you as you say shift into that newer version of who you are. Okay. So just observe who you are, observe the new self. Sage, I feel so good. Exactly. Because you're those individuals that, well, what do they do? It's like, shit, that's my old self. I'm fucking letting it go. See ya. And boom, you're off. So those individuals, okay, I can't help the way you shift just yet. Depends on the level that you're at. Okay. So if you're especially new, obviously you're not used to frequencies helping you transform. You're more used to, well, I have to do something here to shift. That works, but it's a little slower, a lot slower compared to what we're doing here. Feeling good, happy. Uh, Breath in again. There we go. Exactly. Bye bye, old self. It's the New Year's, guys. First day of the new year. Glad you're here. Might as well. You said goodbye to 2022, which is a hell of a year, by the way. It was a fantastic year of learning, awakening, right? It's time to say goodbye to the old year and then the old version of self. Notice yourself again. Notice your top of your head, bottom of your feet. There we go. Notice your front, notice your back. Notice the left side, notice your right side. As we get close to the end, I'm just going to give you a couple physical things that you can do. Okay. Things that we teach you on the 18-day hyper meditations, again, which we can transform your life in 18 days. Things that we do on the frequency spa, that we do, things we do on one-on-one sessions. There we go. So start to become present. Right? The way we become present, the way we become present is by becoming aware of where you create yourself or which dimension do you create yourself. Okay. Dimensions are like filters. In this dimension, okay, in this dimension, you're running patterns of, say, diabetes. In this other dimension, a rendering of yourself or a simulation of yourself, you don't have diabetes. So which dimension do you want to say operate from? And you might think that's really spacey or out there, but if you look at psychological studies, people who have, say, multiple personalities, and there's tons of stories on this. People can't explain it, but this is what I do all the time. I change your sense of self by changing your dimension that you represent yourself in. Okay. Now that sounds crazy. And again, I don't claim to cure anybody. But there have been people who have had diabetes, kidney failures, and all that. They physically test them. They switch to another identity, personality, right? That personality, same body, they test for kidney failure. They test for, say, diabetic issues. There is none. How did that body change so fast? If it's a bodily issue, if it's a malfunction, right, of your organs, How did it change from one personality to the other? There's people who are blind in one personality. The other personality they can see completely, right? So those are multiple type personalities, and there's a reason why. There's a dimension. They live basically one body in multiple dimensions. That's why I see multiple personalities. By the way, the reason why I'm talking about that is some of you might live in multiple realities that you shouldn't be in. So we'll work on that, I guess, as well. Let's take a deep breath in. Let's pull you into one reality. Again, study the science, study the psychological evidence that they don't understand why it happens, right? But just note that those stories, there's tens of thousands of those stories you can look up online, right? Again, they would go multiple personalities and so on. Don't worry about the multiple personalities or why their reasoning is, but understand how the body can change itself. That's what we're interested in. Right? Science isn't up to speed on why that shit happened, but I just want you to understand that those possibilities are available. They're out there. Okay? Take a breath in again. For those who feel like they're scattered, for those who are, say, empathic, it's about changing your dimension in time and space. The fourth coordinate. I know it sounds like Marvel Comics, or Spider Man or Doctor Strange, but we are multi-dimensional beings. There we go. That's the new science. Understanding frequencies to shift us into another dimension or another version or another simulation of self. Whoa, there we go. There we go. Somebody was talking about everything everywhere all at once. It's a great movie. It's basically what it's about. It's basically what I do. More and more movies are coming out. That right. I would be say the master, say teacher on how to say acknowledge or how to say control your dimensions so you can do amazing things. Somebody was asking about astral travel and so on like that. You need to define where you are, otherwise those things really mess you up. By the way, there we go. Oh, it's so cute. Somebody asked, I sound like Rod Serling. He could see. So Rod Serling, an amazing man. I love his shows. He did see different dimensions. So the difference between that and me is he saw the different dimensions. I can actually put you into those dimensions. Um, there we go. All right. How are you guys feeling, by the way? So next time we come back around, again, we do this once a month, the beginning of the month. We do the world frequency meditations to help the world really shift and really transform. And then we also help awaken your natural healing abilities as well. Okay. Uh, Tell me how you feel, guys. And I want some feedback, guys. See how see how you change. See those individuals with heart issues. Now, again, some of you would say call it a miracle, and some of your heart issues or circulation issues might disappear just naturally. Some of you. Some of you might have to like go to a doctor or whatever you go to your doctor for, it actually works, so you end your heart issues. The same thing with diabetes. Again, It's not like I wave a magic wand. Well, it kind of is. But for some of you, again, a lot of transformations that what you would call miracle, I would just call it science. It's just that we don't know this. You don't know the science behind it. Again, some of you just note. Some of you just note that you'll go do something. You would go to a doctor now, and then the medications or whatever supplements or whatever that you're taking will probably actually help you, so you don't have to continue to take it. Okay, which is really good. So, all right. A lot of you feeling great. A lot of you not feeling that great. Okay. It's for those people who aren't feeling that great, guys. I would take a nap after this. Right. It's a great way to clean out. You're letting go of, again, decades, generational patterns, and so on like that that have been with you for so long in a very short period of time. So remember that. Okay. For those individuals, as we take a deep breath in and as we end. Oh, one last thing. Those people with child patterns or traumatic experiences, some of your memories will show up for you. Okay. It's not there to destroy you or anything like that. It's that you're stronger now. Okay. You're a stronger individual that you can actually say you're strong enough to see what happened. And then as you see what happened, it's your opportunity for you to say, love that child that wasn't loved. Okay. So again, when you see childhood experiences show up, it might be, excuse me, it might be in your dreams, or you'd get memories, or you'd ask your parents or what happened and so on like that. Again, it's not there to go, oh shit, that's what happened to me. Right? You can do that. It's your choice. It's again, that's you. But the key is like you're gonna go back as an adult, okay, and then love that younger version of yourself and heal that individual. Again, it's not there to go, oh shit, that's what happened to me. I'm so fucked up. And so on, and feel bad for yourself. No, you're not. It's not that way. You can do it that way. It's not beneficial for you. What I want you to do, or what you should do if you want to heal from that, is be that strong adult that you are. Okay. And imagine that that was a real child of yours, because it is. It's you. Okay, what would a strong adult do? Okay, you'd go back and hug that younger version of yourself and go, "Hey, you know what? I know what happened to you. Whatever happened to you, it's okay. We can make it through this." Right? Don't get sucked down into a downward spiral of, I have to get mad at my parents and I have to get mad at whoever abused me and all that stuff. You can do that after you heal yourself, not before, because otherwise you'll be abused. That it'll perpetuate that abuse. All right, guys. A lot of good things coming up, guys. The Great Divide. We just did the part one, which was again a death of the old self, which is real powerful. You can still, you can still listen to the recording, just as powerful, and then get ready for the rebirth, which is on January 8th. So that's coming up, so you can catch up with that. The Frequency Spa, January 18th, coming up. This is where we, well, uh, shift you into not aging like society. And that's where a lot of high level individuals, they have everything, but shit, they're aging and they want to keep their vibrancy. Now that they're successful, it's like, Mom, you know, I've, 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 I've I've sacrificed everything. I'm older now. I can't enjoy the success that I have. Well, the frequency spas. I'm 60. I'm going on 62, getting younger every day. A lot of you are getting younger every day because of the becoming exponentially intelligent. That's what the frequency spas are for. And then the personal optimization, it's on success, what real success is. I'll define the first principle definition of what success is. Success is not about sacrificing yourself for success. It's not about destroying others for your success, because when you do that, you not only destroy your life, you destroy your family's life, you destroy the world, right? That's not success in any form. So we redo success for you. Okay. All right. Oh, one last thing, guys. Featured on, oops, upside down here. Right? Featured on Los Angeles Tribune magazine. So take a look at that. Where can they find the article on this? If the team can put that, I don't know. Uh, okay, yeah, if the team can link, because it doesn't go directly to my article, it goes to the page, and then you page through. There's a lot of good stuff in there, and basically it says there's no woo woo in the science of self actualization. By the way, that's what I talk about. So I bring in the science behind, say, what we call miracles or what we call spirituality. Okay, so again, guys, it's a great read for you, especially for those people who don't believe it. Okay. And last thing, guys, have a fantastic new year. Please like this. Please share it with your friends because that's how we transform the world by becoming what exponentially. Again, as we end, notice what you notice. Notice the details of what you're noticing. And if you don't like what you're noticing, well, it's good to change, right? Peace.